You know, I'd like to start off by saying, somebody better pick up the phone. 'Cause I called it! What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Shimigami X, aka your Captain X, here to review Bleach chapter 558 entitled The Heart of the Wolf. Alright, now let's get into this. Alright, for starters, I thought this was a very, very good chapter of Bleach for many reasons, but let's get into the main thing. I called it, man, I called it. See, in my recent captain's table with Charles Zanimiro and the Elite Ace, I did say that the grandfather, that Komomura's grandfather was going to eat his heart. What did he do in this chapter? He ate his heart. And also, as we see in this chapter, that the human transformation technique begins to wear off, and then basically what's happening is that Komomura is now transforming beyond what he was before. You know, like originally he was very furry, like covered from head to toe, but he can stand upright. Now he is literally becoming a wolf, and the reasons for that is literally because basically the clan was cursed, and the clan's curse was basically that anytime they fight for vengeance, obviously they transform more into like this wolf-like state, which is what we gather from this chapter. So automatically we see, because Komomura's battle was basically for vengeance, because he came to avenge Yamamoto Genryusai, that obviously is triggering, you know, making the curse do its magic, and obviously shortening the human transformation technique. And yeah, that's basically why that's happening. What else we get from the chapter is the fact that Komomura's grandfather is in fact proud of Komomura, simply for the fact that, you know, he actually inherited his clan's way and he's proud of him. He said that he thanks him. Okay, and now there's a reason. I think I understand why Komomura's grandfather is devoured his heart, and basically because Komomura's grandfather is in that massive dog state, and personally I think that if he was to not, you know, devour hearts from every so often, or not do that, then basically he would probably die from either taking part of the human transformation technique himself, or basically it would transform into a dog and basically turn him into a beast that can't speak, which is exactly what Komomura's grandfather was like monologuing as Komomura's transforming into the dog, and saying that he'll eventually become a beast that can no longer speak. Okay, and I think that's what would happen to Komomura's grandfather if he didn't devour hearts from every now and again. And I think that's why he said, oh, that's why I thank you, because he devoured his heart afterwards. Alright, moving on. Also, what we did see is that we saw what the damage that Komomura's Bankai did to Bambietta, and we saw that Bambietta is now laid out. She's literally covered from head to toe in smoke, because what did happen is that basically Komomura's Bankai somehow managed to basically make her bomb blow up on herself. Because like I predicted in my Google Hangout, Charles Zanimiro and the Elite Ace, that the reason that there was an explosion is because Bambietta fired one of her bombs at the moment that Komomura, you know, Bankai decided to go and slash her. So we see that that's happening, and also we see the after effects of that is that basically pushed it back into her body. So essentially she blew herself up. Thank God, about damn time. But now moving on to chapter something more interesting. What I thought was particularly more interesting was the fact that, you know, when she's laid out on the floor, she's basically saying that I can't believe I was defeated by Shinigami. I can't believe that out of the five of us, I was the one that was defeated first. But then we see that her friends are standing over her and saying like, oh, look at you, poor Bambi-chan, and like basically feeling sorry for her. So like, you know, we don't want you to go because things aren't going to be the same without you. And then she more or less screams out and says to one of her little posse members that, oh, basically don't do whatever she's about to do. Like, don't, stop. And she screams out, and basically it's off-panel kind of thing. We never see her again. Okay, probably people are wondering like, what the heck is happening to Bambietta, and what are her little minions, or supposed to be her minions, doing to her? I personally think that they killed her. That's my honest opinion. I think we're not going to see Bambietta ever again. I think that's the end of Bambietta. I think her fellow Star Knight associate comrades have killed her and wiped her out. That's my personal thoughts. I could be dead wrong, but that's me making a prediction right here and now. Oh guys, okay, something just occurred to me. You all know that basically something's happened to Bambietta off panel, and I know I predicted that, and called that basically her little comrades are gonna basically kill her. And basically I'm gonna expand in the way I think that's gonna occur. Essentially, we all know the Quincy's have a technique called Sklavlarai, where basically they enslave Reishi. And as we all know, when a being dies in Bleach, what they become is they disintegrate and become Reishi. I believe that they're going to kill her, her comrades are going to kill Bambietta and then use Sklavlarai and absorb her Reishi in order for them to become stronger, like significantly stronger. Maybe even adopt the powers of Bambietta themselves. Because if you remember, when Ichigo was fighting Kurge was able to use Sklavlarai to be able to enslave Reishi of more or less whatever he wanted to. So technically, if they kill her, wouldn't they be able to use Sklava Ride to absorb her and then absorb her powers and become more deadly? That's just my opinion. But anyways, back into the review, guys. Also, moving on into the chapter now, we see Komamura basically, he doesn't want the human transformation technique to run out, because what he wants to do is he wants to do as much damage to the Star Knights as possible. He wants to go and take out Juha. So he's saying like, please, just a little bit longer. And then I can't remember the name of this lieutenant. It's not Sasaki, but I don't remember his name. I really can't remember his name. The dude with the glasses. For the life of me, I cannot remember his name, and it's annoying that I can't. But he comes and says that, you know what, don't worry about it, Captain. He knows that you're transforming into a dog. He can see that, and he said like, you know what, you're doing the right thing. Don't regret what you've done, because we are going to, like, basically he's going to go and try and take him to defeat Juha, which obviously I don't think is going to be able to happen. And also what we see as well is that Komamura dropped his Zanpakuto toe, because obviously his hands have now transformed into paws and he can't physically hold it. So what does that now mean? Here's another prediction that I'm going to make. The lieutenant that picked the glass that picked him, I believe he's going to pick up his Zanpakuto toe. And you know, like how Kaname Tozen back in the day, he picked up the Zanpakuto toe of his fallen comrade, because it's evident that Komamura is about to die now, because he no longer has a heart because his grandfather's eaten it. So yes, Komamura is about to die. In my opinion, I'm calling it, Komamura's going to die. So I do believe that lieutenant is actually going to take up his Zanpakuto toe and master Kokujo Tengen Myo. I don't think it's going to happen in this arc, because simply it takes a long time to master a Zanpakuto toe. And the only person that we've ever seen to master somebody else's Zanpakuto toe is Kaname Tozen, but he's had a long time of it. So I do think that's going to happen, that Komamura's Zanpakuto toe is going to be passed on. Obviously he's not going to be able to use it to the extent of that Komamura could, but I think he would use that to avenge Komamura, or carry on Komamura's will, his wishes to go and try and take out Juha, which he's evidently going to fail. Alright, now lastly, what we see in this chapter before this chapter ends is that we see Rukia and Renji basically skydiving towards the battlefield, saying that, okay, night is gonna fall soon. Rukia tells Renji that, you know, basically what we're seeing now is not the Soul Society, it's in fact technically the Vandenreich. So I thought it's really cool to see Rukia. I really want to see how their characters developed, but I was really hoping that Byakuya would be with them. So I'm wondering, where is Byakuya? And honest to God, I don't know. I could assume that he could only be like behind them. Actually no, I take that back. He's probably not even down yet. He's probably still up in the Soul Palace, going to arrive after Ichigo, simply because remember how badly beaten he was, and you know that Ichigo, Renji and Rukia came out of Korinji's hot springs before Byakuya was even healed. So now that Byakuya is fully healed, I believe he's going to come in after Ichigo makes his dramatic entrance. So now what I'm interested to see the most is finally we're going to move away from this fight with Bambiel, and it's something that the Ace said that was going to happen in the Google Hangout that we recently had with him, which is awesome. I'm glad that we're moving away from this fight, because to be honest with you, I never really cared for Komamura's character. Yes, this recent chapters of character development for him was much needed for him, but for his actual character, I couldn't care less. Anyways, guys, I've rambled on enough. It's your boy Shimigami X, aka Captain Captix. I hope you've enjoyed my review. I'm signing out, and as always, my people, take care and peace.